And
Door policy and
no, we have an open phone, open door policy to our sheriff or our undersheriff or command staff. And our deputies are encouraged to make those phone calls when they don't know what to do. And that is to continue on that path. The sheriff or the undersheriff or the command staff of our sheriff's office are ultimately responsible for those decisions that our officers are making. No, I can't see our part of our country coming to that. We just would not stand for it. Neither Chad nor I would stand for that, honestly. Chad has spoken for both of us at times during this.
Well, that's the point. I'm not like to interrupt. Nobody stands for it, but it has happened. And
Right.
now these deputies are in lawsuits and all this kind of stuff. I think the sheriff's going to so no one says it's going to happen, but it has happened.
Right.
So
you're talking about something that happens outside the scope of our authority, okay? And that places those deputies at a personal risk if they don't know the law and if they aren't exercising.
and I don't want to see that embarrassment here.
That is an embarrassment. Well, it sounds very unlawful what you're describing. So it would definitely put the sheriff's office at risk, it'd put the county at risk, and it'd put them personally at risk. And most likely they'd be looking at time off while the investigation took place into them.
Chad, you want to answer him about that?
Yeah, for me, it's the sheriff has to put out his values to his employees. And say, here's the highway you can run on, and here's my values that I believe in, and here's what we believe in as an agency. Constitution of the United States, Constitution of Montana, state law. These are the bumpers keeping you on this highway. And we have to model that way for our deputies. And we're going to train those deputies. We're going to give them the information they need, how to use policies and procedures and the laws. We're going to model that way for them. At the end of the day, they're still people, and people are what they are. But by modeling the way and setting those boundaries and setting our values out there, not just, these are the values that we believe in as a law enforcement agency, but these are the values that I believe in as sheriff and representative of the people, and stay within my values.
And with that being said, in 1 second, I just want to address something real quick while it's on my mind. You asked me those questions, and if there's questions like that out in the county, they need to call the sheriff and report them.
Sure.
If people think that I've been rumored or accused of doing something that's illegal, that should be going to the sheriff's office. That should be investigated. I'm not sure if this is the right place for it.
Sure.
So you caught me a little flat-footed there.
Yep.
But if that's something that's going around, that definitely should be addressed. Kind of hurtful.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's why I addressed it.
But, well,
Coming from the source, man.
well,
Thank
it
you.
needs to go to the sheriff,
Yep.
not a public forum.
Okay, next question. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is for Chad. I'm curious, would you apply anything towards the dispatch and detention? Would you want to upgrade that in any way, shape, or form? Would you want to try to improve on the communication problems, complaints that we're all receiving and dealing with? Go for it.
I get to answer this one first. I would need to know where that $1 million came from, because the only question about where the money came from. So I answered that as investing it, not giving it back to the public. It came out of nowhere, was the question. $1 million in our lap. What would we do? Well, a person in the crowd said, well, we give it back. No. There's programs, and at that gathering, I think it was invest in training, invest in the office, deputies, equipment, blah, blah, blah. I've had a little time to think about that, because that was an interesting question. I won't take too long. If that kind of money ended up in the sheriff's office,